In this video, I'm breaking down the exact sales funnel that makes Alex Hormozi 9.2 million per month. We're going over how he's generating traffic and attracting high-level businesses, then how he's nurturing that traffic and collecting leads using his quiz funnel, books, email sequences, and newsletter, and lastly, how he's converting those leads and large business owners to become high-ticket clients for his scaling workshops using a variety of different VSL pages. But I won't be covering how he's scaling school or his other ventures. This video is specifically for how he's collecting leads, how he's booking calls, and how he's getting high-ticket clients, so that you can apply these same things to your agency, coaching, or consulting business. So let's start off with how he's generating traffic and looking at what offers he's promoting in different places. So as you all know, Hormozi has a huge personal brand, and his YouTube channel is a large part of that, with 3.8 million followers. And Hormozi has two objectives with his YouTube channel. The first is to attract and nurture these large business owners so that they eventually will trust him enough to book a call and buy tickets for his scaling workshop. But his second objective is to create these big businesses, because he knows that there are a lot more small businesses. So what he's doing is that he's providing a lot of free value so that these small businesses can grow and eventually work with him in the future. And what's also very apparent with his YouTube channel is that he's creating both attraction video topics and conversion video topics. If we look at his channel from 8 months ago, he created a lot of videos specifically for business owners. And these videos were designed to attract big business owners to make them want to book a call and work with him. So as you see here, the top 1% of business owners aren't smarter than you. I confronted a stranger with a failing business. He makes 600 million per year selling bacon, and many more like this. And Hormozi has said himself that videos like this one right here, where he helps business owners to scale their business and fix their problems, is what gets him the most clients for his scaling workshops. And he has asked these business owners during these scaling workshops what their favorite types of videos are, and almost every single one says that these are their favorite video topics. But then around 4 months ago, Hormozi had his book launch for his Money Models book. Then he converted a large portion of his audience. So what he's doing now is that he's posting these attraction video topics that attracts a new audience to his channel. People who haven't seen him before, who don't know him yet, who don't like him yet, so that he can then convert these people in the future using these conversion video topics or with another launch. So as you see here, he's creating videos like 26 harsh lessons I learned in 2025. If you're ambitious but inconsistent, please watch this. These are very generic video topics. They aren't designed to get him more clients for his scaling workshops. They are designed to build some pent-up demand that he can liquidate in the future. I don't recommend that you create these attraction and conversion videos in 2 separate intervals. I recommend that you create them both at the same time. And I don't recommend that you create attraction videos that are this generic. For Hormozi, this does work. But for you, a smaller business, I recommend that you create a lot more targeted videos for your niche. So now when you go to his channel, the first thing we see is that he promotes this video right here. And this is the same type of video that I talked about before, where he helps business owners scale their business. And as I said, he knows that this video right here is business owners' favorite type of content. And he also knows that this video right here is what gets him the most amount of clients. So that's why he pushes everyone to go and watch this video right here. And then when we look at his description, we see that he doesn't promote his scaling workshops. He promotes his free scaling roadmap right here and his books. And these are offers that require much less trust than a high-ticket workshop. And people who visit his channel, they aren't nurtured enough, they aren't ready enough to pay 5K for a scaling workshop with Hormozi. So that's why he promotes these free and cheaper offers that then lead people later on to his scaling workshop when they are nurtured, when they are warmed up, which you will see later on in the video. If we then go and look at Hormozi's description in his YouTube videos, we see that he has his most important links here above the fold, so that people can see them before clicking the see more button right here. And this is something that most people mess up with. They bury their most important links, their CTA, deep down in the description that no one sees. And therefore they get no clients, therefore they get no booked calls. You need to put your most important links, your CTA, here, highest up in the description, above the fold, so people can see it before they click the see more button. And as we see here, he has links to both of his books in his description. He has a link to his free scaling roadmap. He has a link to school, and he has a link for business owners to buy tickets for his scaling workshop. And the reason why he promotes his book and his free scaling roadmap highest up in the description is again because he knows most people aren't ready to spend 5K for a workshop. But he knows that people who scroll further down in the description, they have higher intent. So Therefore, he can promote his workshop further down in the description. And also, long form YouTube videos do build a lot of trust. So Hormozi knows that some people will be ready enough to book a call and buy tickets for scaling workshops. But one thing is that I don't recommend that you have these many links in your description, because when people have so many options, they just choose to do nothing. So to get the most amount of people to go where you want, just have one link, one CTA to where you want people to go. But Hormozi has such a wide niche, such wide avatar, that he can have different links for different types of people. Then let's talk about Hormozi's Instagram. And the most important thing to notice about Hormozi's Instagram is that he never has a CTA. He never has a link in any of his Instagram posts. In none of his reels, in none of his normal posts, he has no CTA. And as Hormozi has said himself, you have to give a lot more than you ask. And he knows that in a 30-second reel, he can't give enough value to have the right for a CTA. So that's why he just doesn't have them there. Instead, he just wants to build goodwill and get people to trust him. So if you look at one of his videos, like this one right here, we see that in his description right here, he has no CTA anywhere, and this video is just him talking, giving advice, but at the end, he doesn't ask for anything. But then you might think, well, he can't get any clients from Instagram, right? Well, you'll be surprised. Hormozi has said himself that he gets 50% of all his clients from Instagram. And he doesn't have any CTA, any links in any of his videos. The only place where people can go to is his description, where he has a link to his free scaling roadmap. So that's just proof that you don't need a CTA. You don't need links in your Instagram Reels. You can just have a link in your bio, give a lot of free value in your content, and people will find it. And the same thing is with his X, with his Twitter. He has a link in his bio for his scaling roadmap, but he has no CTA ever in any of his posts. He just posts free value, gives you motivation, and posts these inspirational quotes. So now we have covered his organic strategy, but what is he doing with his ads? Well, currently Hormozi is running 3 different types of ads to 3 different places. The first type of ads are these yellow image ads right here that lead to the scaling workshop. And then he has these video ads right here that also lead to the scaling workshop, but to a different VSL page. And then he has these video ads that lead to the free scaling roadmap. So let's break this down one by one. So as you can see from all these ads right here, they all look very similar. They all have a yellow image, but if you look closely, I don't know if you can see, but the text on these images are all slightly different. He has a small variation in each one, and the variation that he has is that he calls out a different business type in each one. So in this ad, he calls out remodeling companies. In this ad, he calls out roofing companies. And one other interesting thing to see is that the copy in every one of these ads is exactly the same. The only variation is in the creative. And all these yellow image ads lead people to this page right here, which I will be covering later on in the video. Then these second type of ads are the most interesting in my opinion, because he does something that I have never ever seen before. All these ads may look pretty similar, but he has a different hook in every single one of these ads. But the rest of the ad, the main part, is exactly the same. So what he does in these ads is that in the beginning of the ad, in the hook, he calls out again a different business owner. So in one ad, he may call out roofing businesses, and in another ad, he may call out dental clinics, because he knows that his niche is very broad. He works with a lot of different kinds of businesses, but he also knows that the more targeted the copy is, the better it will do. So instead of calling out, are you a business owner? That's very generic, very broad. He calls out different types of businesses in different types of ads. So he makes specific ads for specific types of businesses. And the one brilliant thing with these ads is the VSL page that they lead to. So depending on what company he calls out in the hook, they go to a VSL page specifically for that type of business. So in this hook right here, he calls out roofing businesses. So when we go to this VSL page right here, you see here, on the top of the page, he calls out roofing businesses. And in this ad right here, he calls out dental clinics. And if we go to this link right here, it goes to a VSL page where he calls out dental clinics. And this is so brilliant. I've never seen anyone do this before, because these two VSL pages are exactly the same. The only difference is who he calls out. He makes a page specifically for one sub-segment of his niche, and this will increase his conversions by a lot. And his last type of ads are again these video ads, but they are to the free scaling roadmap. And as you should always do with your ads, you should have different hooks in every single one of your ads, but again, the main copy, the main part of the ad is the same in every single one. And the copy is also exactly the same in every single ad. And one brilliant thing that he does with his ads is that he shows what the next step looks like. So This ad is to the free scaling roadmap, and he shows during the ad what the free scaling roadmap looks like. Because one of the biggest reasons why people jump out of your funnel, why they leak out, is because they saw something that they didn't expect. So how Hormozi counteracts that is that he shows exactly what the next step looks like. He shows what the opt-in page for his free scaling roadmap looks like. Because then when people click the link and go to his free scaling roadmap, there won't be anything that's unexpected because they already know what it looks like. So if you run ads to any page, be a sale page, opt-in page, you should always show what the next step looks like in the ad itself, so there's nothing unexpected. So now we have looked at how he's generating traffic and what offers he's promoting in different places. The next step is to look at how he's actually nurturing that traffic, how he's collecting leads, and lastly, how he's converting those leads into high-ticket clients. So his books are probably what he's most famous for. His books are what builds his audience the most and what brings him the most new eyeballs. Because you can not only buy his books from his own website, you can also buy them from Amazon, you can buy them from Kindle, you can buy them from Audible, and people also recommend his books to other people, which builds his audience a lot. So a lot of people who read his book see him for the first time. So this is what the page looks like for his $100 million leads book. So this page in itself is nothing special. It's like a normal e-commerce website. But one quick thing I want to cover is that Hormozi split test a lot of different titles for this book and a lot of different images. He went through like 5 different variations and tried out which get the most sales. And he ended up on $100 million leads and this magnet image. So also, if you're running a lead magnet, you should always split test the headline and the image. Because like in Hormozi's case, that increases conversions by I think like 20 to 30%. By just trying different variations. And because his books are physical, they are outside the rest of his ecosystem. Because the rest of his ecosystem is all online. His free scaling roadmap, all his videos, his content, everything is online. But the book is physical. So what he has brilliantly done with this book is that he has included a lot of QR codes within the book that lead to his VSL pages where people can then go and book a call and buy tickets for his scaling workshop. And you should always include CTAs and offers within your lead magnet, because otherwise you would just be giving out the lead magnet without any benefit to yourself. And then let's go into his quiz funnel for his free scaling roadmap, which is the biggest contributor to all the clients that he gets. And as you've seen throughout this video, he guides people from everywhere to the free scaling roadmap. From X, from Instagram, from ads, from YouTube, everything funnels to the free scaling roadmap. So this is what the opt-in page looks like for the free scaling roadmap. And before I get into the opt-in page itself, there's one thing I want to bring up. As you see up here, he has a menu. And that's very common for websites, but usually you never have a navigation bar in your funnels because you only want people to do one thing. And if you have many buttons for them to click, the likelihood that they do what you want is very low. But what Hormozi has found out is that the free scaling roadmap is for colder people. It's for people who don't really know him yet, who don't really trust him yet. So they want to do their research on Hormozi. So that's why he has given them the opportunity to do their research. They can go and read about the firm. They can go and read about their ventures. They can go look at their media, their books, their courses. We want to give them the freedom to learn about him, to learn about acquisition.com. And what you'll see throughout this video is that on all his pages that are designed for colder prospects, he has this navigation up top. But on pages where people are piping hot, where they are very warm, then he doesn't have the navigation up top. Then he only has one button, one way for people to go. Because when people are piping hot, you don't want to beat around the bush. You want to get them to instantly book a call. So he has strategically placed out the navigation on only pages where it benefits him. So now let's get into the opt-in page itself. So up top, he has a big headline, as you always should have. Your eyes should always first go to the headline. And he also brings up how fast it is to get your free scaling roadmap. Because one part of his value equation is speed. So the faster you can get something, the faster you can get results, the higher the value. And one other thing to notice is that this opt-in page is very short. Most people have way too long opt-in pages with a lot of information. What people and studies have found out is that the shorter your opt-in page is, the higher the conversion. Because then you don't distract people. They can't scroll and read something. There's only one thing for them to do, just one thing in front of their eyes. Let's start, first name, last name. It's the only thing that they see, the only thing that they can do. So that increases the opt-in rate. And then, down here, he reinstates the fact that you can get your roadmap in less than 30 seconds. So if you now look at the quiz itself and what questions he has, the first thing we notice is that you can't see all the questions at once. You only see one question at a time. And that's also one thing that increases your opt-in rate by a lot. Because if you show like 10 questions at once, then you overwhelm people and people just choose to not opt in. And then they just go and do something else. So you want to only show one question at a time. You don't want to tell them how many questions there are. And one more important thing is that the first question should be very easy to answer. Hormozi asks your name. That's his first question, and that's very easy to answer. Because if the first question is something that people have to think about a lot, then just people won't bother. So you want to start off with a chill question like this, what's your name? And then you want to have all the heavier questions later on in the quiz, because then people have already started it, and people are less likely to stop something that they have already started. So the first question is what's your name? The second question is where should I email it to? So you give your email address. And then he asks for your phone number, again, so that he can contact you, so that he can dial you, so that he can text you. And then he asks for your shipping address. And this is one thing that I'm quite confused about, because why does he need your shipping address for a digital lead magnet? Because the thing is that every question that you have in a quiz will decrease your opt-in rate. So the fewer questions you can have, the higher your opt-in rate. So you don't want to have any unnecessary questions. And to me, your shipping address for a digital lead magnet sounds pretty irrelevant. But Hormozi may have found out that the closer your address is to the ACQ headquarters, the higher the likelihood that you buy tickets for his workshop. So maybe that's why he wants to know where you live. But if he doesn't do anything with this information, then it would be a benefit for him to remove this question. And then the last question is what determines what level of the free scaling roadmap do you actually get. Hormozi has 9 different stages of his roadmap. As you see here, stage 0 is to improvise, stage 1 is to monetize, stage 2 is to advertise, and so on. So when you answer these questions, number of full-time employees, annual business revenue, are you a solo owner or have partners, then based on your answers to these questions, will he determine what stage you're at, and then you will get that scaling roadmap to your inbox, to your email. So as I have said sometimes in this video already, Hormozi works with businesses in the 1 to 3 million per year range. But there are a lot more smaller businesses that are too small for Hormozi to work with. So let's say that I am a small business, that I am someone who's unqualified. Well, then I would answer that it's just me, there's no other employees. My annual business revenue is under 100K, and let's just say I'm a majority owner. Well, if I now submit my roadmap, I will get, my stage. I will probably be at stage 0 or stage 1 monetize. But I will land on this page right here. So this is the page where all unqualified people go to. So as you see, you still get your free scaling roadmap. It says check your email for your customized roadmap, but there's no VSL. He doesn't give you the option to book a call and work with him. The only option he gives me is to go to the scaling roadmap video course. But if I now pretend that I'm a big business owner, that I'm actually qualified to work with Hormozi, then I would answer that, well, maybe about 10 to 19 employees, my revenue is 1 to 3 million, and again, a majority owner, then when I submit this, I will land on this page. So this is where all the qualified people will go to. This is Hormozi's VSL page. And the reason why he redirects all the qualified people and all the unqualified people to different pages is because he runs ads to the free scaling roadmap. And what does that matter? Well, Hormozi fires his metapixel on this page right here. He wants to train his ad algorithm on only qualified people because he wants his ads to be shown to more of the big business owners. He doesn't want his ads to be shown to small businesses, because that would just be a waste of his money, because he can't even work with them. So that's why he redirects all the unqualified people to this page, so that they don't train his ad algorithm, because he doesn't want his ads to be shown to more of these people than on this page. He wants his ads to only be shown to businesses that make more than 1 million per year. And the only way for him to know who is qualified and who is not is with his quiz questions. And then with that information, he can redirect the right people to one page and the right people to one page. But if you just have a generic opt-in page that most people have for the lead magnets, then you only ask name, email, and maybe phone number. So then you can't know who is qualified and who is not qualified. So therefore, you redirect all your leads to one page, and therefore you train your ad algorithm on every single lead. And again, all your leads are not going to be qualified. Therefore, you're training your pixel on unqualified people. Therefore, your ads are being shown to people you don't even want to work with. So this is how Hormozi counteracts that. So if you now analyze his VSL page, up top, he confirms that you have got your 100 million scaling plan and that is being sent to your inbox. And that's because some people are skeptical that did it go through, did I submit it in the right way? So he wants to take that doubt away. Then he says, important, before you check your email, please watch this scaling video. He doesn't want people to go to the email right away. He wants people to stay on this page and watch his VSL because he wants to get people to book a call and buy tickets for his scaling workshop. And this is a pretty basic VSL where he goes over some normal problems that you may have, your struggles, your constraints, and then at the end he has a CTA to book a call if you need help. So the button below the video is to see if I'm a fit for the scaling workshop. And when I click this, it takes me down to his calendar. But the other button below it is no thanks, just take me to the scaling course. That's for people who don't want to book a call yet, who aren't ready to work with him. And then below the calendar, he has another button that takes you to the scaling course. If you now look at this calendar, we can see that I first need to fill out this form, and only then can I book my call. And he has also, again, as I said, he has split all the questions in two different parts. He doesn't ask all the questions at once. He first only asks for your phone and for your name. So then when you put your phone number and your name, that's to open the next questions. They ask for your email, then they ask for your revenue, because they want to make sure that you are actually qualified. But the thing is that he redirects only qualified people to this page right here. So he could therefore skip this question, because he already knows that everyone who comes to this page will be qualified. So theoretically, he could remove that question, and that would increase the completion rate on this form, but that's a very marginal gain. Instead, he wants to make sure that everyone is qualified, that their annual revenue is big enough. Then he asks you, are you able to travel to grow your business in the next 90 days? And that's because his scaling workshops are in person. They are in Las Vegas, in USA. So for example, if you are from Europe, or if you are from a different state, then you will have to travel to Las Vegas for the workshop. So he wants to already make sure that you are ready to travel. So he has probably found out that before he had this question, many people who booked a call and came to the call, they thought the workshop was live, and they weren't ready to travel. So instead of wasting his salesperson's time, he makes sure that people are ready to travel before they even book a call. And then the last question is, tickets are 5K, does that work for you? Because he doesn't want to waste his salespeople time. Because he has so much demand that he probably gets way too many sales calls. He gets more sales calls than he needs. So instead of getting on sales calls with people who don't have the money, who aren't ready to pay 5K, he only gets on calls with people who are already okay with paying 5K. So if you get too many calls than you can handle, then you want to reveal the price before the call, so that everyone you get on a call with is okay with your price. But if you get too few calls, then don't reveal the price beforehand. So then you obviously get your scaling roadmap to your inbox, to your email. And after you submit the form, you get this email right here. It says, as promised, below you'll find a PDF with your customized scaling roadmap, and then you will get your stage. So for example, stage 3. And then it says what you'll find inside, and this is the same thing with the ad before. So as I said, you always want to show what the next step looks like. So in his ads, Hormozi showed what the opt-in page looks like for a free scaling roadmap, and in this email, he wants to tell what you will find inside the free scaling roadmap, so that there's no surprises. Again, he wants you to know what the next step looks like. And then further down in his email, he has a PS to book a call, and that leads people to his VSL page right here that I will cover later in the video. So this is what the free scaling roadmap looks like. So up top, it says what your stage is and what the objective is. So the objective at stage 3 is to stabilize. And then he obviously gives a lot of value. He tells you what to do. And then right here, he has a CTA to go and watch this video first. And this is the first video of the scaling roadmap video course. And he wants to guide you there, because there he has a CTA where you can book a call. And I will show that just in a second. And then further down, he gives further value. And then here at the bottom, he has a CTA to book a call, to check the dates for his next scaling workshop. And this button goes to his VSL page that I will cover very soon. As I already told you before with the books, you want to always have CTAs. You want to always have links in your lead magnet. So in his book, he had QR codes, but because this scaling roadmap is digital, he can have buttons, he can have, links to different pages. So now let's go to the scaling roadmap video course to see what that looks like. And he has a lot of other courses as well. He has a course for $100 million leads. He has a course for his money models book, and he has a course also for his offer book. And they all look the same. At the left, he has all his episodes. And then on the right, you can submit this form if you want to go to a scaling workshop. And when you submit this form, you will go to this page. But if you submit this form on the course, video course page, and you don't book a call from the next VSL page, then you will be put in to this email sequence right here. And the first email is a private video from Alex. So they talk about this private video, secret video that Alex has recorded that's specifically for business owners. Then they have the link for the video right here. And as you also see, this email is sent by Leila. It's not sent by Alex. And that makes this strategy work even better. Because if Alex himself would say that he has recorded a secret video, then it wouldn't work as well. But now it's Leila that says that Alex has recorded a secret video. So now it's more interesting, it's more intriguing. And then at the bottom here, after the PS, you can go and book a call. And when you click that button right there, you will go to one of his VSL pages. But then if you don't book a call from this first email, then you will receive one more email. And this is from Ed Turney. So it's not from Alex. And again, they play into this secret video, private video that Alex has recorded. Then he has a CTA to book a call after the PS. And if you see one thing, they have made it look like that this email right here is forwarded from this email. Because if you see, the rest of this email right here is exactly the same as this email. They made it look like that this is a continuation of this email, but in reality it's not. This is a separate email, this entire email right here, but they're just put, here, subject private video, forwarded message. They have tried to make this a lot more personal, that they send these emails separately to every single one. But in reality, it's automated, and you can't automate forwarded messages. So they just try to make it look like a forwarded email. So those emails then guide you to this page right here. This is a VSL page where he talks about the theory of constraint. And this is an older video, as you see. Hormozi has his mustache right here. Then when you click this see if you're fit button right here, it will take you to the same form as before in the free scaling roadmap, where you can submit your name, again, email, revenue, and then you can book a call to eventually work with Hormozi. But if you still haven't booked a call after you have opted in for his free scaling roadmap, then he will put you into an email sequence. And the email sequence starts with this email right here. So this email is about how to use your free scaling roadmap. And again, it's a bit personalized to you. It says at what stage you are, and then he gives value, he tells what you should do. And then again, here at the bottom, he has a CTA to book a call, and this goes to his VSL page. But then again, if you still haven't booked a call, you will receive this next email that talks about if you are the constraint. And here they have an image from a client which shows further, proof, it's social proof. Again, they give you advice what you should do at stage 3. And then again, at the bottom, they have a CTA to book a call. And after that, you will receive this next email that's about the top 5 questions about the workshops. So now he's handling his most common objections, most common questions. And this is something you all should do. You all should have one email in your email sequence that covers your most common questions, most common objections. And the best way for you to find out your most common questions and objections is to feed your 10 previous sales call transcripts into AI and let AI figure out what questions people ask most often. Then you want to write an email where you answer every single question. And if I would have to guess, I think that this email right here is what gets him the most booked calls out of these 4. Because these two, they give value and they're social proof, but people still have questions, For example, what dates are available? They answer that. What happens during the 2 days? What they walk away with? Is this right for my business / industry? He answers all these objections, and therefore people will feel ready enough to book a call. But if they still haven't booked a call, they will receive this last email where they tell you that you qualify for further help. In the other emails, he has a softer CTA, but in this last email, he has a bit harder CTA to go and book a call. And then if you still haven't booked a call after that email sequence, he will then put you into his newsletter. And in his newsletter, I think he posts an email 3 to 4 times per week, and they all have this same structure. So they are called Mozi Minute. And he always gives a huge amount of value that you can quickly read and quickly go through. So he gives you a lot of value in 1 minute. And this is just one example. So in this email, he talks about how to scale faster. Always starts with words I like, and then he gives a lot of value. And then at the bottom, he always has a CTA to go and book a call. And he always has some sort of PS at the bottom, which takes you somewhere. But now you see here, Hormozi has 3 different VSL pages. And this one on the left is the one that we saw in his ads. It's the one where he calls out the specific type of business on top of the page. Then this one on the right is exactly the same as the one on the left, but he doesn't call out any business up top here. And this is the VSL page that he runs the yellow video ads to. And this is also the same VSL page that you go to from his video course if you submit the form here. And then he has the last VSL page, this one in the middle, and this is the VSL page that he guides all the warmest people to. So the one on the left, this one right here, and the one on the right, they are for colder prospects, for colder people. This on the left is the coldest. These are for people who see him for the first time. This on the right is for like medium warm prospects, who have seen him before sometimes. For example, in this video course right here. But this one in the middle, this is for piping hot prospects who have already consumed a lot of content. So all his emails go to this one in the middle. His lead magnet, the free scaling roadmap, goes to this one in the middle. His newsletter goes to this one in the middle. And his YouTube also goes to this one in the middle, right here. And as you can see here, it's only the top of the VSL page that's different in all these 3 versions. Below this, the pages are all the same. They have the same case studies, same testimonials, they look exactly the same. And you can see that the left VSL page and the right VSL page is designed for colder prospects when you look at the copy. Here on the left, he calls out first the ideal audience, and then it says, are you the biggest risk to your own business? Join our scaling workshop, remove yourself as the single point of failure. And then he also has a different VSL video on this page for colder prospects, and a different VSL on this page for warmer prospects. And on the warmer VSL page, he says it's not an event, it's a scaling workshop. So this is for people who already know him, who already know that he runs these workshops. But these code people, they don't know that he runs an event. He talks about problems right here. He doesn't talk about his solution. This page right here is for problem-aware people, because as you know, there are different awareness levels. This page is for problem-aware people. This page right here is for solution-aware people. It's for people who already know his scaling workshop. And then in the sub-headline, he says, it's not motivational hype, it's tactical help solving real-world business problems. And then when you look at this VSL page right here, and you see that the video, it's Hormozi who has recorded it on his phone. He's just walking in his office. So this wouldn't work for any cold prospects. This wouldn't work for anyone that sees Hormozi for the first time. This is for people who already know him, who like him. And that's why he can record a video on his phone like this. But on the VSL page, where that's for cold people, this is a produced video. He's in his office. He has different camera angles. He has animations like this right here. So you see, it's a very different strategy that he has on different pages, based on the awareness level that people have that view the page. And then what I talked about before in this video, on the free scaling roadmap, he had his navigation up top. He gave people the freedom. But now on the VSL pages, he doesn't give you the freedom. He has only one CTA, only one button, and that's for you to book a call. He doesn't want you to go to different pages. Now you're locked in. Now your only option is to book a call. And that's because the people who come to his VSL pages, they have more intent. They are already piping hot, so he doesn't want to beat around the bush. So now when you scroll down on this page, the button here is I'm ready to scale, and when you click that, it takes you to this form right here. But if you look at this page, he has a lot of case studies. No, I told you before that on your opt-in page, it should be very short. You shouldn't have any extra information on there. But on your VSL page, you want to have obviously your headline, sub-headline, then you want to have a video, a VSL, then you want to have your button, but below your video, you should have a lot of case studies and a lot of testimonials. You shouldn't have any like sales copy or any extra information. All the information you want to put in your video. You want to put as much information in the video. But what you can have on your VSL page is you should have testimonials. You should have case studies. So here he has some testimonials, he has some reviews. Then he tells you what you will get during the workshop, more reviews, and then here at the bottom is the form. And then he has his FAQ section where he answers the most common questions. So yeah, these three VSL pages then lead people back to this form that we looked at before. And then when people book a call, then they will obviously talk to Hormozi's sales team. And then if they are fit, they will obviously buy a ticket and go to his ACQ scaling workshop in Las Vegas. And this workshop right here is around 5K. And he has around 3 workshops per month. And during each workshop, there are around 100 business owners. And then from that workshop, he then ascends people to his higher ticket offers. And Hormozi upsells around 10 to 30% of everyone who comes to his scaling workshop to his higher ticket offers. And one last interesting thing is that Hormozi makes around 80% of all his monthly income from his ascensions, from his upsells. So 20% come from this 5K and 80% come from these upsells to higher ticket packages. And this is how Hormozi is able to make 9.2 million per month. This is the exact sales system, the exact funnel that Hormozi uses. So if you have any more questions about anything that I covered in this video, I will leave my Instagram in the description below, so feel free to shoot me a DM and I will be more than happy to help you out. See you in the next one.